Hello everyone and welcome to my Cajita Project. My name is Araceli Cano and today I will share a little bit about my life through images. I was born in Tepatitlan, Jalisco, Mexico, and I live in a small ranch called Ramblas Chico. These are my grandparents from my mom's side. They've always been really close to us, and this is my grandma Alicia and my grandpa Agustin. My grandma was raised in Ojo de Agua and my grandpa was raised in Ramblas Chico. They met in the festivities of the Candelaria there in Ramblas Chico, and they went on to have 6 children. My mom and grandma told me that when growing up, they were very poor and barely had the means necessary to eat. My grandparents have shown me so much determination and care. There was a time when I lived with them, and it was very interesting to see their family dynamics. Overall, my grandparents are great people, and I love them very much. These are my grandparents from my dad's side, Evelia and Basilio. I never get a chance to meet my abuela. She passed away at a very young age. Grandpa remarried and we're not too close to them, but I know that he was very important to my dad's upbringing. These are my parents, Jesus and Maria Victoria. They met when they were really young in Ramblas Chico, and they also married very young at 16 and 18 years old. Soon after, they had my sister Elizabeth, myself, and our younger sister Alondra. And then later on came Sebastian and Iram. My childhood was fairly great, honestly, and I think we were more than spoiled, but money was tight growing up, and I would consider ourselves poor. But my parents made sure that we had everything we needed. One thing that affected our childhood was the fact that we would go 6 months to Mexico and spend the other 6 months in the US. That gave us different perspectives and cultural backgrounds, but it did affect our education. Even though I'm grateful that we had the opportunity to do that, it did affect our language development and made it harder for us to learn at the same rate as other students. One thing I'd like to bring out is the birth of our very cute niece Adelani. She has just brought so much joy and our family closer, and she's just so smart and cute. I can't express how happy she makes everyone. Another thing I'd like to touch on is my culture and how I've experienced many different cultural aspects of it, such as fashion, gastronomy, nature, its people, and its beautiful structures. I could go on, but I think one of my favorite things has to be the food. Something that I think is interesting is how you can ask for a specific meal and yet they can bring out something totally different that is related to their cultural background and how they were raised, and in that way it creates new cultural understanding for me, and exploration of new foods make me really happy. Something that is also important to touch on is my religion. I was raised Catholic, but even though I don't consider myself extremely religious, I still think it affects my identity and all that surrounds me, because the places that I go usually have to do with the celebration of religion. And I also enjoy the community and the positive experiences, traditional meals, and celebration. Something that I like to share are my hobbies. I enjoy hiking and traveling, sports, art, picnics, and reading, and so much more. Next, I think education has been very important for my family. A lot of them did not have the privilege to go to school, so that makes us even more aware that we have to echarle ganas. One of my motivations for my occupation or career is to work with children and or become a teacher. I think working with children has opened my perception and changed my life in so many ways that it just has given me a purpose and motivated me to go for more. My Cajita Project has been another creative outlet to look at the layers of my identity and to celebrate my heritage, family, and my passions. Each image tells a different story, reflecting the influence that have shaped who I am. And as we explore the family dynamics in class, my cajita becomes a tribute to my family's central role in my journey. The representation in my project connect with the discussions on cultural identity and the representation of ethnic studies. It's not just a box of stuff, it's a journey through my roots and my experiences. The reflective aspect of my cajita aligns with the course's goal of fostering self-discovery and social consciousness. So when I present it, it's not just sharing memories, it's joining dialogue in our ethnic studies community about diversity and complex layers that make up our identities. That was my Cajita Project. Thank you so much for listening, and I appreciate you all.